Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here with Brandy and Ruby and we're going to demonstrate all the obedience commands she's learned here at school. You'll notice she's seated very nicely at Brandy's left, which is where all the obedience training starts and stops. And Brandy's got a standard 6-foot web training leash, and she keeps the bulk of that leash folded neatly in her right hand, which leaves her left hand free to make a correction. And the only correction we give here at school is a little tug and release on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment. Now, as you'll notice again, Ruby is seated very nicely, and that's where all the training starts and stops. Now, the first command we're going to demonstrate is heeling. Heeling is properly walking on a leash, always on your left, and the command is Ruby heel. Now at this point she's got a job to do, and that's to stay even with Brandy's left leg. Now she's a little distracted by me because her and I are best buds. But it's important that if she doesn't listen to a command because she is distracted by me being over here, that Brandy continues to reinforce it. And Ruby's a really smart girl and she's done really good here at school. Nice automatic sit. Alright, good. Now the next command we're going to demonstrate for you is the sit stay. The sit stay is a hand and a voice command. Use the flat of your left hand a few inches from Ruby's nose and the one-word firm command to stay. Have her hold this sit stay in the beginning 20 or 30 seconds, working up to 3 minutes at home. You can work with her indoors and outdoors. So on cold, snowy, rainy days, you can work with her inside and that's no problem at all. Now, we always recommend to our clients that you practice as much as you can at home. The more you practice, the better off you'll be with her, the more she'll respect you. I'm going to show you the sit stay one more time. Can have her hold this for an extended period of time. Instead of returning back to her, Brandy can call her out of that. She should adjust to your pace on walks too. So if you're walking with her at home and you're speeding up, she should speed up. If you slow down, she should slow down as well. If she doesn't sit, you saw that little tug on the training collar. But with a lot of young puppies too, there's a fine line between too much excitement and too much praise and not enough. And you may find that if you start overpraising her, she gets really silly and goofy and starts to disobey commands. And Brandy calls her out, she calls her back, Ruby, come. We like to make that come command a happy command. So have her come back to you, use that leash as a guide if you need to, and she should always come back and sit. And that teaches her, number one, to come when called. It also teaches her, two, to not put her feet up on you when she gets there. Now the next command we're going to show you is going to be the down from heel position. Take your left open palm, the one-word firm command to down and to stay. When practicing at home, you can have her hold this down stay for a minute or so, slowly working up to 5 minutes. Brandy returns back to Ruby. She's going to walk all the way around her counterclockwise. She stops at heel position, and Ruby's ready for another command. So practice at home, 10 or 15 minutes per training session. Again, you can do it multiple times a day. And it's important that everybody that's involved in her daily life partake in her training, so everybody's on the same page. Nice automatic sit. I'll show you the down again, down and stay. And the only time we use her name in training is when you're heeling with her, so Ruby heel, or when you're calling with her. The stationary commands are just the one-word commands. Brandy can call her out of that. Again, it's Ruby come. Use that leash as a guide. She should come back and sit facing you. Very good. And with Ruby, we haven't had to use treats or anything like that as far as training goes. We just like to use praise. And Ruby has a tendency sometimes to back up a little bit on that sit. So it took 2 times for Brandy to get Ruby to lay down that time, which is okay. It's important that you just don't give up. If you have to give her the command 2 or 3 times, then make sure she follows the command. Brandy's going to call her out of that one more time. Ruby, come. Comes back and sits. Very good. And then they take off heeling again. And then the very last command we're going to do is going to be the down from a distance. You'll have Ruby in a sit stay. You'll take 2 or 3 steps away from Ruby and use your right hand this time in the one-word firm command to down. And again, with like everything else, if you're working in a fenced-in area or working indoors, you can drop the leash, increase your distance as well. But we can't stress it enough. Practice, practice, practice. Because Ruby knows that we're able to reinforce these commands. It's important that she knows that you guys are as well. So she's been a real joy, a real pleasure. We've enjoyed every minute of having Ruby here. We want to thank you so much for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer, and we can't wait to see you on Friday. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.